You know, Bob, for folks who are looking to purchase investment properties, and we're talking 1, 2, 3, and 4 units, there's a streamlined mortgage program that will allow them to purchase that property without going through the hassle of tax returns and verifying income.
Right. And you know what, Rick? Let's talk about that.
Hello and welcome to this episode of What's Their MO. I'm Rick Masnick.
And I'm Bob Orlando, and today we want to talk about the DSCR loan for investment properties.
What does DSCR stand for?
DSCR stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio, which is basically just a fancy term for if the rents cover the payments, we'll do the loan.
Yeah. Now, it's important to note, as we've said in the past with some of these loans, this is not one of those risky subprime loans that we saw back in the 2000s. No one with a credit score in the 500s and with little to no money down is going to be considered for this loan program.
Yeah, so you'll need a good credit score and a healthy down payment, at least 20% of the purchase price, and maybe even more if it's more than a one unit. You can also use the DSCR for refinancing, so instead of a down payment, we'd be looking at the amount of equity you have in the property.
Yeah. And an example of someone who would use that for either a purchase or refinance is someone that we had at one point in time who used this program to refinance an existing investment property that they had to pull cash out. And then they took those funds and used them as a down payment on another investment property and used the DSCR loan for that property as well. And since they already had several pieces of investment property, they found this to be a very convenient and attractive program because they didn't have to go through the hassle of providing all the tax returns and even all the leases for the properties they own.
Right, yeah, so it does really cut down the paperwork. So basically what happens is the appraiser provides the market rents for the property that's being financed. We then take the rents divided by the mortgage payment, including taxes, insurance, and if it's a condo fee, if it's a condo, we'll include the condo fees. If the math results in a calculation of 1%, then the property is at break even. If it's above 1%, then the property is showing a positive cash flow. If it's less than 1%, well, then your property is losing money.
Yeah. And a strong debt service ratio can improve the final rate for the loan. So if your debt service ratio is a 1.3%, you're going to get a better rate than a property that has a 1.0 debt ratio.
Right. So putting more money down and lowering your monthly payment when you're purchasing a home can actually increase your debt service ratio.
That's a good point. Yeah. So now that if you found this information useful and helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel here. If you know someone who this information could benefit, please pass it on to them. But for now, that concludes this episode of What's Their MO. I'm Rick Masnick.
And I'm Bob Orlando, and we'll see you next time.